Hello YouTube, this is Bash bringing you here for week 3 up against DS and the Birmingham Vulpix, whose team consists of Tapu Lele, Magnezone, Shaman, Heracross, Sneasel, Sandslash, Mega Charizard X, Milotic, Gengar, Staraptor, and Lichen Rock Day, with Z captains being offensive being Gengar and Lycanroc, and then overall Z captain being Shaman. My team consists of Megalopony, Dragonite, Necrozma, Empoleon, Roserade, Silvally, Zebstrika, Darmanitan, Hoopa Unbound, Comfey, and Swampert, with offensive Z's being Dragonite and Necrozma, and overall Z being Hoopa Unbound. So I don't know if you noticed, but this team builder. I'm gonna put the team builder with the match this week. Because of the fact that I kind of want to put it together now, just because for editing purposes, like I'm uploading 4 leagues right now, so like I kind of want to put it together to make it a little easier for myself, rather than editing 2 different videos. So I will. So let's go through the team. What he has is just pretty much straight up offense. And then there's Shaman and Milotic, basically. Like, even Sandslash is not really that thing. Like, kind of like Sandslash is just like a rapid spinner and a ground type mon. That's kind of what he used it, I guess, for. Picked it up for. So, which is kind of weird, because if he had like sand, his team would actually not like be really scary. If he had like a Powdon or like a Tyranitar Gigalith, because he has 2 sand sweepers and Sandslash and Lycanroc, but he doesn't. So that's something good for me, so I could take advantage of. Overall, Z Shaman, I could see maybe I could see why he has it, because of something like Z Sleep Powder, I believe, right? Z Sleep Powder, which boosts his speed by +1. And can run like a Sword Stance set, which could be really cool. Gengar and Lycanroc is kind of annoying too, but his team is very basically offensive. Like, looking at his team's is just a bunch of wall breakers. Look at this: Tapu Lele, Magnezone, Seed Flare from Shaman plus Z. Like, that's just a wall breaker. Heracross is a wall breaker. Sneasel can be a wall breaker if we really put it in a certain way, and a good setup sweeper. Sandslash is just non-existent. Even though I love the designs of them, those evolutions, it's not really existent, I guess, compared to the rest of his team. Mega Charizard X, amazing wall breaker. Milotic is fat. Gengar can be a decent wall breaker and can also be a very good sweeper, I guess, as well. Staraptor, insane wall breaker. Lycanroc with the Z move is very good breaker as well. So, with that in mind, I know exactly what I kind of have to do this match in order to actually try to win. But it's going to be still difficult no matter what. So, I'm going to go through, I guess, what I would have to say is his team is his speed tiers are kind of a weakness for him. His speed tiers are not good at all. I feel like he's forced to run Scarfers, as well as it's gonna be like his speed tiers is just gonna be all whack, I think, and that I could take advantage of, I think, with this build, as his speed tiers go from like Sneasel 115, 112, Lycanroc and Gengar 110 to 100, and then like all the mods are pretty much stacked right next to each other, in little gaps in between. So that might be that makes it a lot easier for building, because then I can outspeed. I could just outspeed all, like if I outspeed one of them, I just outspeed all, like, most of the mods in that speed tier. So like that's something good to know. So let's go into our team that have this the week, and we are bringing first off Toyscar Darmanitan. We got U-Turn, Flare Blitz, Rock Slide, and Endeavor. Yes, this can't really touch Milotic, but that's not really the point of it. It's to learn Milotic to get another mon in against it with the U-Turn, Volt-Turn core right there going, as you'll see in a minute. Endeavor also is really good for late game, because if I weaken things down, then I can pick them off later on with other mons, so that's really good to know. Rock Slide is there for the Charizard X. That's pretty much what it's there for. I can't really hit Lightning Rock that hard with this, but that's not really that big of a deal because most times or not, it's going to kick Accel Rock and it's going to blow me back anyway. So there's, at this point, like, it's not really the worst thing in the world. So Choice Scarf is also, this is also the speed tie with Tapu Lele. I also think Choice Scarf is the best bring against him. As he's bringing Wall Breakers, I'm going to bring my own Wall Breakers. This thing destroys the Magnet Zone, destroys Sneeze. Like, it destroys a lot of his team. His team does not really switch in well to us other than Milotic. And I guess, well, it depends on Zard which one move I'm stuck into. But Milotic is pretty much his only switch into this. So that means I can play around it and just U-turn out. This thing also outspeeds Choice Scarf Heracross, which could be scary because I would not want to face a Moxie Scarf Heracross, meaning I could always revenge it with Darmanitan. Next we have Swampert, which is pretty much one of the two mods that are part of my defensive core this week because we are not bringing defense really at all. This is basically just to take a hit and get a. This thing is just basically its job is just to kind of keep Charizard in check, as well as get rocks up. That's really its goal for this match. If I could do both of them, that'd be absolutely amazing. If I could just do one of them, like even getting rocks up, kind of checks Zard in a way that forces it to roost. So we got Stealth Rocks, Protect, Earth Power, Roar. Very generic set. Get the Protect to scout up for grass type moves, get those rocks up, and then there's also Earth Power is to hit the Charizard X. If he doesn't Mega Evolve, I could just click Roar on it. It's not really going to do, like, what is he going to do? He gets another 50% off with the Stealth Rocks. It's pretty good, I think. I think it'll work out that way. So that's what Swampert's here for. Now we got Zebstrika, and as I said, I've been talking so much trash about Sandslash because I know it's not going to come against me. He might bring, if we end up playing playoffs, he might bring it, but otherwise I don't think it's coming this match. It just has a horrible matchup, I think. And that's why I'm bringing Specs Zebstrika, because that's it, paired with Darmanitan. Those two just absolutely like wreck pretty much his entire team. HP Ground also two shots Charizard X, by the way, if he's Mega Evolved. And if he's not Mega Evolved, I would be surprised if he doesn't Mega Evolve against a Zebstrika, because this thing is going to destroy it with a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt. Overheat is for just for general shenanigans like Heracross, Sandslash. Just Choice Specs Overheat is just nice, of course. We also have the Lightning Rod, which can stop the Magnet Zone from Volt Switching around, which could be really nice. As I do expect Magnet Zone to come, because I do have an Empoleon on my team, because Empoleon could be a decent switch into Tapu Lele, which is why I'm expecting Magnet Zone, so that's that. Now we have Mega Lopunny here. Yes, I know he has Psychic Terrain, but that is just Fake Out. I'm not going to be clicking Fake Out much unless it's come across against like a Zard X that's set up kind of thing, or just to waste out some of his turns or something like that. As long as Psychic Terrain isn't up, Fake Out is still really good. But Return, Drain Punch, and Encore. Encore is for the Milotic, because if I could keep Milotic from doing anything, that would be absolutely amazing. If I could force it just keep stalling out recovers, that alone would be amazing. To be honest, so because Milotic is going to be Milotic checks some of the Melons on my team, and I think I'm going to need that weekend for the late game. Return hits his team. Return plus Drain Punch hits his team really hard, honestly. So now he got Valley Steel with Parting Shot, Flamethrower, Multi-Attack, Roar. It's pretty much max HP, max Bedef. This is my Tapu Lele's check. This thing eats Thunderbolts for days. Like, that does like 30% pretty much to Silvally, so that thing is just going to eat things like pretty easily from Magnet Zone. And even if it gets trapped, I have Flamethrower to be able to one-shot destroy it, and I have Parting Shot as well to get out of there. This is also to add to my Momentum core, because as we said before, his team does not like to take hits that well, other than Milotic and Shaman, so getting Momentum is pretty much Wall Breaking and Momentum are pretty much the way well, not Wall Breaking, but like faster plus Momentum is just what's going to be able to beat his team, as well as you'll see in a second another thing, which you'll see, I guess. Parting Shot, of course, Multi-Attack is for because Tapu Lele can get the special attack drops with Moonblast and has a lot more special defense, so I didn't feel like running Flash Cannon. I want to run Multi-Attack for it, which I think is a little better. Plus I get the parting shot out, meaning that I could take a hit from Savali and get a free switch into like Darmanitan or like Zebstrika or Megalopony. So that's really good. And then we have our last mon, Hoopa Unbound, Trick Room, Hyperspace Fury, Psychic, Drain Punch, a Darkinium Z. This set actually takes a Moonblast from Tapu Lele if it's Scarf, so I'll definitely be scouting this out. But what I need for this team, for Hoopa Unbound to pretty much sweep, is to get rocks up and weaken down that Milotic. Basically, that's the game plan. This thing could go ham on everything else on his team. Otherwise, plus with Psychic Terrain, I get the Psychic boost, as well as he can't click priority in my Trick Room, as this thing will outspeed everything on his team in Trick Room, unless he is like a pretty much very slow Sand Slash, like negative speed slow Sand Slash or Magnezone. So that's something to know, as this thing is actually poised to sweep against this team. So let's go into the team that he's bringing actually. If this thing works. Okay, there we go. Oh, and it's gone. So here we go. Sorry about that, but we have the team right here. He ends up bringing Tapu Lele, Heracross, Mega Charizard X, Magnezone, Milotic, and Lycanroc. The music's off. Okay, we're gonna go slow too. So, knowing what he brought, okay, we are not looking so good right now, but we're gonna keep going because let's get this thing done. So, with this, I am very surprised. I'm kind of surprised that Sneasel didn't come. I thought Sneasel was decent against the team. I guess he was worried about Megalopony being such a threat to it. It's so easy to pressure that out. And I was a little surprised that no Scarf Staraptor came, because that could have been really scary as well. But that's the team we brought. But so knowing what his team has, I'm expecting some way that he's going to lead with something to try to counter regular Swampert. So I want to lead off Zebstrika anyway to get up Volt Switch, because Zebstrika does a lot against pretty much everything against his team. And if he Scarf Tapu Lele, if he leads Tapu Lele, I could switch right into Savali or turn 1. Because I don't think he's clicking Focus Blast turn 1, so. He might even have Focus Blast because he might have Thunderbolt for the Empoleon. But he leads Heracross, I lead Zebstrika, and if he's Scarf, I have a chance to live actually from here. So I'm just going to fire off a Volt Switch. I'm not sure if he stays in, I get valuable information in his Scarf, and I go straight into Darmanitan. But I want to see what he is. Get a Volt Switch off. I have a feeling he's going to be Guts Flame Orb. So I'm going to go into Swampert here. Because I don't want to take a close combat from Darmanitan. And that does a decent amount. And he chose to be Flame Orb right about now. Yeah. So he is Flame Orbs, a Heracross. So I'm going to go Protect to see if I can get as high as health as possible. If he makes a switch out, that's fine. Because that means that I can get up rocks, or if he goes Tapu Lele, or like if he goes Milotic, I get up rocks for free. He does not have Hazard removal on his team other than Charizard X, so I'm gonna Protect to see what he pulls out, and he shows off the Bullet Seed. So now looking with the Bullet Seed, from here, the only way he takes me out is if he gets 3 or more Bullet Seeds, and there's a good chance that he might predict me going to Darmanitan, because Darmanitan is pretty free against Bullet Seed, as well as I could go Zebstrika that might have Sap Sipper. So both of those are very likely, and he doesn't even know what my Savali set is, so I might even go, like, it's a possibility I could even go to that. But in that case, I kind of want to stay in, because the odds, because based off the odds, I think there's more options that could go wrong for him, and there's a very likely chance that he might overpredict. As Swampert, losing his Heracross this early could be a really big issue for him, because it's a very good wall breaker against him. So I'm going to fire off my Stealth Rocks. He actually goes for the Bullet Seed and gets 2 hits. So that Protect matters so much to get the leftovers, as I am now out of rage. Well, now that he got 2 Bullet Seeds off instead of 3, I get my rocks up, and pretty much this Swampert is pretty much done half of what it's supposed to do, and at this point it can't do the other half against Charizard X, so it's not really that big of a worry. I'm just gonna go for a protect, get some more flame orb damage off, maybe get some more leftovers. I don't know. Maybe use this as a sack fodder later. But he goes into Melodic here, making a great play. Oh man, if he made a really good play. If I went for like a roar or something like that, that could have been really terrifying for him because I can't really touch Heracross or Swampert anyway. But he gets his flame orb off, revealing that he's defensive. I'm gonna switch into Zepstrika here and put on the pressure because I didn't think Melodic could do too much to me. Let's go unless he gets the burn, which could be annoying because that could wear me down with Zepstrika, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And I can use Swampert for sack fodder later on. So he goes for the Scald. He actually does snag the burn, which is annoying, but I get a pretty free Volt Switch here. His team does not like Volt Switch right now. Charizard X is not Mega Evolved, and Magnezone's what's going to probably come in that case. So I'm going to go for the Volt Switch here. He brings in Magnezone, so that's something good to know. And I get off a decent chunk, and I'm going to go with the Darm here. I could go on either Mega Lopunny or Darm here. Darm to put on the pressure, because that means if he's Choice Scarf Magnezone, that could be really annoying for Mega Lopunny. So I think the play is to go into Darm here, just in case, and fire off. I could go for U-Turn or Flare Blitz. Here's the thing though. Melodic is the thing I want to weaken down for Hoopa Unbound. So this is why I'm going to go for the U-Turn here. Expecting Melodic to come in because it's such a free switch in here against my team. Against Natan at least. And the only thing that I could get out of it is momentum. So I'm going to go for the U-Turn. He shows off the Protect, and that is just annoying because now he knows that I'm going to stay in. Although there's a chance that I could be Flame Orb, or not Flame Orb, Life Orb, and just stay in here and click the Flare Blitz, and he could just lose his Magnezone turn. What is it? Turn like 3 or something? No, like turn 6-ish, like first 10 turns, I guess. And Magnezone's, I guess, an important part of his team because it's the only thing that switches into Zepstrika at this moment. But he stays in, thinking I'm Scarf, and which I am. And I'm gonna go Swampert here, as he's gonna fire off the HP. I don't know what hidden power. I'm guessing that was Ice. I'm guessing that was Ice for Dragonite. But I live on 1%. It's not really gonna. It's gonna probably benefit him better because he gets more leftovers recovery. But I'm gonna go for. He's gonna go for hidden power again. I probably could have protected, but I didn't want my dog to come in for free or something like our Heracross. So I'm gonna go into Mega Lopunny, knowing that he is not. What's the word? What's it called? Scarf. And with that in mind, I'm going to click Drain Punch here and pretty much bring him so down low that he only has one Stealth Rock switch in left. I take it alright amount, but I could get that off with another Drain Punch from like Viking Rock or Magnezone. Or even like Melodic too. Brings in Tapu Lele, my obvious switch in, well, I don't know if obvious for him, but it's my switch in Silvally, and that Silvally eats it up. And as I said in the team better, if I get a special attack drop, it's not going to really matter because I have multi-attack. But either way, I'm going to Parting Shot here, predicting it's not to stay in because I think he's Scarf Tapu Lele for Mega Lopunny. I'm going to Parting Shot, and great thing he's not competitive because that could be absolutely terrifying. But I get to go into Zepstrika here and click Volt Switch again. And that's going to be really good for us, as now we are putting on a lot of pressure, as he's going to have to sack off Heracross here against Zepstrika, which is absolutely amazing for us. Zepstrika gets a kill here, and no more Wall Breaker from him. I go into Darm here. He goes into Tapu Lele. And what I'm thinking, here's the thing, because if he Scarf Tapu Lele, this is a speed tie. And at this point, I'm not really sure if I want to make that play for the Scarf Top. I could have. I probably should have. But he played a little mind games with me in the chat, I guess. And I decided to hard switch out into Silvally. And it's going to work out anyway, I guess. I don't know. It could have been better, I guess. But I'm going to go for the Flamethrower. He goes for the Protect. Scouting out for what move I have. I probably should still outspeed though, unless he's very fast, and he's not, and that means Flamethrower takes out Magnezone. So that's one less mon I have to worry about now. So we are up 5-4. He could bring in Zard X, he could bring in Melodic. He goes into Lycanroc, And here's the play that a lot of people were in the chat were surprised I made. But at this point, I sacked off my Darmanitan. I'm going to go Darmanitan here, sack it off so I can get Mega Lopunny in for free. As he goes for the Z Drill Run, I believe it's Drill Run, and takes out my Darmanitan. So the reason I made this play is because Darmanitan doesn't really do much against the rest of his team. Heracross is gone, Magnezone is gone, Charizard X, Rock Slide is probably the best thing I could do against it, and even then, it's still, if he's enough speed invested, he can still outspeed me in +1 and just destroy me. So I felt like Darm was the obvious sack for my team, because everything else on my team did something against his team. Mega Lopunny destroys Lycanroc, and can do a lot of damage to Charizard X. Zebstrika destroys Milotic, and a lot of his team that still is left here. Then there's Hoop Unbound, which is my win con. Silvally is my only switch into to Tapu Lele at this point, pretty much. So everything else on my team had an important role for what I have to do later on, but Darm didn't, so that's why I sacked it off to get Mega Lopunny for free and click Drain Punch here. If he goes Tapu Lele, as I said, I would just go Silvally. Get pretty much. It's pretty much a done deal because like Tapu Lele doesn't take anything from really Drain Punch, but at that point Silvally comes in for free. So with that in mind, he goes in Tapu Lele here, and I'm going to go straight back out into Silvally Steel as I've been doing this entire game, and he makes a great play and goes in Charizard X. I could have stayed in and clicked Return, but I didn't, which is alright. But I'm going to click Roar here, expecting a D-Dance or Roost, because that could be a huge problem, and I'm going to go for the Roar, making sure he does not set up on me whatsoever, as he goes back into Tapu Lele, and I'm going to click Parting Shot here, because Tapu Lele is not going to stay in against me here. As he goes into my Milotic, which is perfect, because now he's at a point where Zebstrika pretty much KOs my Milotic right here. So that's something good to know, as Zebstrika could go for a Volt Switch and something's dying here. As now I'm going to bring in Mega Lopunny, and here's the reason why I bring in Mega Lopunny. I want to force that Tapu Lele in. I can live a Choice Scarf Tapu Lele hit with Hoopa Unbound, based off of my investment. Oh, Choice Scarf Moonblast from Lele. So that means that if I force Lele in, I'm gonna sack Mega Lopunny here, and that might be seen as a misplay, but I firmly believe that's the correct play, because that means I know for a fact it is Choice Scarf, because at this point, if it's not Choice Scarf, Mega Lopunny takes out Tapu Lele anyway. So this is the point where Hoopa Unbound is primed to sweep, but all I want is a good to live one hit, get Trick Room off, and just sweep from there, because at this point he has no priority and no way to deal with Hoopa Unbound, because everything gets destroyed by Hoopa Unbound at this point. As I'm going to fire off a return here, staying in, and he shows that he is Scarf. Great, that means I could go into Hoopa Unbound here and sweep this game with Hoopa Unbound taking out Tapu Lele with Hyperspace Fury and Charizard X after Rocks. But I'm going to go for the Dark Z against Charizard X, but you'll see in a second. I go for the Trick Room. I'm going a little fast, and that is funny because in Trick Room you're not. So, whew! Hoopa Unbound takes out Tapu Lele there. And Charizard X comes here, and we're going to fire off the Dark Z Hyperspace Fury. And that is a dead Charizard X, and we move to 3-0 plus 11. Plus 11, I think, or plus 12. I'm not sure at this point. I need to check, though. But that looks really good for us. We are 3-0 now, and we are looking very good for the rest of the season. What's really scary, though, is the fact that he knows what to expect from me. 'Cause his team is very... There's not really great ways to deal with his team, as what you kind of need for his team is, let's say, there's only a couple ways to counter his team, and I pretty much brought like most of the stuff to counter his team. I do have things I could think of in the back, but they're not going to be like the same as like right now, because Hoopa Unbound in Trick Room was very good against him, and he's probably going to expect that again. So if we end up playing in playoffs, we're going to have to reorganize my entire team, but we have a while until then. So GG to DS. hopefully we play again in playoffs. I'm not sure if I want to because his team is absolutely terrifying to prep for, but that was a fun battle, and good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, Bash out.